What's up, duelists? I'm Ashton and welcome to Testing Tuesday, where every Tuesday I try out one of Yu-Gi-Oh's many different decks and archetypes, give you a little bit about what I expect from it, show you some highlight games, and then give some final thoughts at the end. This week we have Rescue Ace, a new archetype introduced in Amazing Defenders, one that's based on, it seems like, civil officers, police officers, firefighters, ambulances, just whatever you can think of, even a fire hydrant right here. So basically this deck is a bit interesting. It can do some interesting things. It's very centered around its spells and traps and can make some side deck plays, can set up sort of a board. But let's go ahead and go through some of the cards so that you can get a better understanding of what this deck's trying to do. So the main boss monster in this deck is going to be Rescue Ace Turbulence. So whenever this thing comes onto the field by banishing 2 Rescue Ace cards from your graveyard, which is really easy to do, it's going to be able to set 4 Rescue Ace spell and trap cards to your side of the field. So this is going to be really powerful going first. They all have to be different, so you can't double up, but 2 of the traps are a monster pop and a monster negate. One of them is a bring a monster back from graveyard to hand, and then the other one is a special summon from the graveyard. So they're pretty powerful cards. They kind of do just their one thing, and when they're used, they're done. But they are not bad. Next up, we have Rescue Ace Fire Engine. It is an engine card. As soon as the Rescue Ace monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can just bring this bad boy out. And then whenever your opponent special summons a card to their side of the field while Fire Engine is on the board, you can go ahead and special summon a level 4 or lower Rescue Ace monster from hand, deck, or graveyard. So this card's really incredible. Can extend your plays, can let you get some cards out that you need, all that good stuff. Rescue Ace Fire Attacker is interesting. It is a card just like the Fire Engine, where if a Rescue Ace monster is normal special summon to your side of the field, you can go ahead and bring this thing out. If a card is added to your opponent's hand except by drawing it, you can go ahead and draw 2 cards, discard a card. So it's pretty good for draw power. Next we have Rescue Ace Airlifter, which is one of the best cards in this deck. When it's normal special summon, just add a Rescue Ace spell from your deck. You're usually going to add the field spell Rescue Ace HQ, which can buff your Rescue Ace monsters and can also give you an additional normal summon, which you are going to need. Next, I played 2 Impulse. I know that there is some people out there who prefer to play 3 of these going second, because basically what it does is during your main phase, you can choose one effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, your choice of tide, and neither player can activate that monster's effects on the field this turn. So it's a monster negate, not bad. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or face of field, special summon a machine, Rescue Ace monster from your deck. So I kind of like having Impulse here because I find that sometimes in testing, I end up with Rescue Ace HQ and 1 Rescue Ace monster, but I cannot seem to get another one. So that extra normal summon of a Rescue Ace monster doesn't exactly go through. So I just like having another thing that I can normal summon, link off into like a IP Masquerena, and then just hope for the best. We also play Rescue Ace Hydrant at 3, easily the best card in the deck. This is your searcher card. So when you activate its effect, you can go ahead and search a Rescue Ace monster from deck to hand. That's the most important thing about this card. It also has some other effects, but we'll get to them if they come up. The most important thing is when you slap this thing down on the field, you go ahead and search for a Rescue Ace monster. Can be anything. So you usually use this to search the Turbulence. We're also playing 3 Gizmek Naganaki the Sunrise Signaler. This is in here specifically because you can tribute it and then special summon from deck 1 machine monster that has the same attack and defense, but lower level than the card tributed. So you can go ahead and tribute Gizmek itself with its effect to get out your Hydrant if you really need to find it. It also has a niche use where all of the Rescue Ace cards do share attack and defense. So you can theoretically be able to tribute maybe like your Turbulence for whatever reason, and then go ahead and bring out like Fire Engine or Fire Attacker because they have a lower level. We're also playing 3 Ash, 3 Effect Failure. We're playing 3 Prosperity to try to find more cards. We're playing 1 for 1 to try to get to the Rescue Ace Hydrant faster. We're playing Rhoda to search any of the warriors that we may need. We're playing 2 Alert. This is the card where you can add a Rescue Ace monster from graveyard to hand. But if you control a Rescue Ace Hydrant on the field, you can add a Rescue Ace monster from deck to hand instead. So it's actually pretty good to just go ahead and throw that thing out while you have Hydrant on the field. We're playing 1 Called By, 2 Rescue, Rescue is target a rescuing monster in the graveyard, or if you control Hydrant, you can target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it. So this card is also good. It's just a monster reborn for the archetype, or just a monster reborn in general if you have Hydrant. Rescue Ace HQ, 2 normal summons, 500 attack and defense added to all Rescue Ace monsters only if your opponent controls a monster. And then also once per turn, you can target 4 of your Rescue Ace cards that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, draw a card. So you can even recycle resources, especially things like Turbulence that you banish off, the spells and traps if you've already used them. Pretty good card. Next we have Contain, one of the first of the 2 traps. Contain, if you control a Rescue Ace monster, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls. This turn, it cannot attack, also negate its effects. If you control Rescue Ace Hydrant at the resolution of this effect, that monster also can be used for Fusion, Secret Exit, or Link summoning. That is incredible, great card. Then Extinguish. If you control a Rescue Ace monster, target effect monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Then if you have Hydrant on the field, your opponent can't activate effects of that destroyed monster or of monsters with its same original name. So again, it can kind of be a monster effect stopper, but for the most part, you're just trying to pop a card with this. Then we're playing 2 Infinite Impermanents to end it out. So you can see this deck is very much like a back row deck. It's trying to use a couple disruptions. It can get up to like 3 or 4 disruptions, depending on how many hand traps you draw and things like that. But on the field, you're really looking at like 2 to 3 disruptions per turn, usually about 3. If you have Contain, Extinguish, and like an IP Masquerena on the field along with your Turbulence. And then you're just hoping to draw your hand traps as well. In the extra deck, we have Relinquished Anima and Link Karibo because we're playing level 1 monsters and Hydrant, and sometimes they come up. IP Masquerena, we're going to try to make on almost every board that we end up making Turbulence. We have 1 Doolittle Chimera. It's hilarious. It's funny. It can buff our monsters. We'll see if it comes up. We have Cerberus. This is kind of going to be the main monster that we try to get out with the IP Masquerena if we use it. Heats of the Fire Charmer Ablaze. We're also playing Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. We're playing Heat Leo because you can actually use Heat Leo. It just needs 2+ fire effect monsters. It doesn't need salads. We're also playing an Appaloosa, Access Code, Boral Sword, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, a Baguska in the event that we have 2 airlifters on the field at the same time and nothing else to do. And then a Zeus if we end up hitting with the Baguska and get the Zeus out. So this deck's pretty fun. Let's see how the duels go. Okay, duel number 1, we're going first. Unfortunately, our hand isn't very great. This is one of those hands that doesn't have a lot that I can do. We're going to start with normal summoning Impulse. We're going to trigger Fire Engine. Bring itself out. Going to set our Imperm. And then we're just going to pass. There's not a lot we can do. However, the good news is that Fire Engine, if they special summon anything, we can special summon a level 4 lower from deck. And then Fire Engine, if they activate a monster effect, I can tribute it and special summon another one from deck as well. So we can at least get some plays going. We also do have the Imperm and an Ash in hand. But this is kind of like one of the problems with this deck is it lacks some consistency. I feel like if you don't draw some of your big starters, like there's not a lot to do. I'm gonna start with Prosby. I'm gonna be okay with Prosby. Oh, we're playing against Trap Tricks. Okay. Battle phase? Ah. I'm actually okay banishing both of my Rescue Ace cards here because they are fairly easily recyclable. Oh, we're playing Labyrinth. Trap Tricks Labyrinth? Okay. Just gonna search a Trap Tricks monster. Yeah, we're gonna Ash that. That card's not going to do anything. Going to pass turn here. D barrier? Sure. It's a little unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and imperm that. What? Oh, it's unaffected by trap effects. Yeah, okay. A Luber. That's fine. Now we ash that. Not gonna let Branded Fusion go through. That's not happening. Yep. Yep. Set your card. Set your last pathetic card. Okay, this hand starts with Rhoda. Almost certainly. And no, I will not ash my own Rhoda. We go Airlifter. We go normal Airlifter. Trigger effect. Airlifter 1 to search. Special with Fire Engine. We'll grab HQ. The problem with this hand is that I have no way to get to Hydrant. The only way I could have got to Hydrant was with Naganaki, but in that scenario, I couldn't get Airlifter out, so kind of scuffed. It's kind of scuffed. We're going to go ahead and activate the HQ, though. That's going to give us a buff. And then for this hand, we're honestly just going to go to battle. We're just going to swing into the Aluber. And then we're going to go ahead and swing it for 25. Get what damage I can get in there. Go ahead and go main 2. If we're allowed. Magnum. I'm okay with that. So that's going to trigger Fire Engine because a monster was supposed to summon to my opponent's side of the field, which is actually going to let us get to our Hydrant. And now we could go ahead and Ash here, but I think I'm going to save Ash. So now we can go Hydrant. This deck's cooking. This deck is cooking. Deck is cooking. Now, see, that's very unfortunate. That's really rough. That's really rough. Wow. Okay, so keep note that Rescue Ace can still just get sacked by Super Poly because they are both fires and many of them are also machines. It's okay. We have Extinguish. We can pop an effect monster. We have Ash. Our Airlifter is huge, so if need be, we can pop the Magnamut, which I guess they could Saranir if they want, but whatever. Could even pop the Garura, because Garura is pretty scary. Now, if we can get Turbulence here, we have to like extinguish here. I think we pop, because Garuru's going to do 3k, but I can just run over it with something. I think we pop Magnamut. Taking more this way, but I can deal with Garura just punching into it. Oh, buddy. Oh, I can even... Okay. Turbulence. That's incredible. We're going to go ahead and do these guys. We'll just do these two. Turbulence. Let's go ahead and HQ. We're going to shuffle back all of our babies. Go ahead and draw us a nice card here. Oh, Prosby. We're going to activate Turbulence. We're going to set an Extinguish, a Contain, a Rescue, and an Alert. We're going to put Contain here, Rescue here, Alert here, Extinguish here. Doesn't really matter. And we beat It's that easy. Bestial, Despia, Aluber, the Boober of who cares, because Rescue Ace is the GOAT. Okay, this hand's pretty good. Frostbite to dig a little bit. We got Airlifter, we got Hydrant. We've got Ash. We've got the Turbulence already, and we're playing against Cyber Dragon. I feel like I'm gonna Ash that. I feel like Cyber Dragon's not the deck that's gonna be able to pop off right now. Oh, maybe not. Power Bond. Okay. Okay, Chimera Tech Rampage. Go off, bud. Like, you this person willingly went first. So, like, I guess they're just trying to dump, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and Prosky first. Banish 6. We'll banish Anima, Ita, Doolittle, Heatleo. Ragusa is really funny, but I don't think it's the play, so we'll banish these. Okay, we can grab probably Engine. Let's go normal Airlifter. Let's go ahead and Airlifter 1, Fire Engine 2. Fire Machine Engine here. Grab HQ. We're gonna activate HQ. Gonna normal summon Hydrant. Gonna activate Hydrant. Droplet. Sure. I am okay with this. I'm gonna go Unicorn here. Activate Unicorn. Pitch the Airlifter. Shuffle that back. And then activate Turbulence. Banish 1, 2. 1, 2. It's fine. Bring it out. Activate. Go ahead and set my Extinguish, Contain, Rescue, and Alert. And then we can go straight to battle. Swing for 22. Swing for 3K. And then I feel pretty good about this. In phase, in turn. We have a pop. We have a negate. We have recurring resources. I think we're good. I don't really have anything, so no, I'm not gonna activate any effect right now. Therion King Regulus. Do you have a plan for that thing? I guess you can just get it out. Which is gonna be fine. Yeah. Let's go ahead and use Contain on it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and extinguish. We're gonna get rid of the Regulus as well. So you can search your spell trap, but I don't want you to do anything with it. Oh. Oh. That's really rough. That's fine. We can do the card that says to special. We're gonna rescue. We're gonna get Turbulence back. Because it's huge. Sure. Can kill Unicorn, which is okay. Imperm, huh? It's not really gonna help me, but the crazy thing is that we can rescue HHQ. Put everything back that we really need. Draw our card. Oh, we drew Hydrant. That's kind of insane. Let's go ahead and get our 4 spell traps. Let's go ahead and activate alert. Let's get fire engine back to our hand. Freeze up a zone here. Let's go ahead and normal hydrant. Trigger fire engine. Activate hydrant. Let's go impulse. So because we have hydrant, we can actually go ahead and use these traps, which is pretty cool. So I think we will go ahead and go for extinguish target keel. That's going to deal with that. And then we just kind of swing in, right? I guess we could normal summon this. A little bit of extra damage. We can actually go ahead and do this. What happened? Oh, you can't activate its effects. That's not important. All right, let's go to battle. Attack. 15. And now kill. And that's game. So that was the deck. I think Rescue Ace is a pretty fun archetype that you can play. I think it can pop off pretty well if you can get the right cards, which is why I like things like Prospere here, 1-for-1, things like that. But you really do need to find your starters. Like, you need to find an airlifter and a hydrant in order to get your plays going. Or an airlifter, Gizmek, and then something like a Rescue HQ. And I think that sometimes this deck can sort of fizzle, right? Like, if your opponent can get rid of your Turbulence and then your 4 sets, I mean, your opponent just Harpies Feather Dusters you one time, right? Or like hits your good sets with Cyclone, then you're kind of like screwed. But I do think it's really enjoyable to play, at least on like a semi-competitive / casual level. Maybe my ratios could be a little bit different, but I just think that sometimes this deck doesn't have enough that like can extend plays to go past Turbulence. I think Turbulence is an insane card. I wish that the traps did a little bit more. I think that Contain and Extinguish are both pretty good, pretty crazy cards. But I kind of wish like Extinguish would negate and destroy without needing Hydrant. I do find it really enjoyable. It is new, so like you can just go pick it up in Amazing Defenders. It should be relatively cheap. I mean, there's a price up here, but like things like Turbulence don't have a price listed. Whereas things like that are a little bit older, like Effect Veiler do. So I'm not sure what the pricing of this deck would actually be. You could probably cut these Prospies, for example, and go for like Extravagance instead and probably be fine. Honestly, with the ratios that I play here, you could probably even play Pot of Desires and be okay. I think the deck is something that kind of explodes all at once, but then kind of trickles off as the game goes on. I don't think it has a huge amount of grind power that like a branded Despia does. But if that's not what you're expecting, if that's not what you need, if you're not trying to play like meta hardcore, like go to regionals, go to top level YCS, like this deck is a lot of fun and I think could be a really good casual deck to just take the locals or just to play with your friends. So I would look forward to this deck, even if, you know, when Master Duel, it comes to Master Duel, I think this deck would benefit a lot from even something as taboo as Max C, right? Like replace maybe these Effect Failures with Max C, or even these Gizmek Naganakis with Max C, and now you have more draw power. Now maybe you can see the starter cards that you need. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about Rescue Ace. Are you thinking about picking it up? Are there any different ratios that you play? I've seen some people play Therion. I've seen some people play Infernoble with this deck. What do you do? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what decks I should try out next time. I'm always looking for new decks to try, interesting decks, interesting archetypes. And I would love to hear your suggestions on what you think would be the most fun. So if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.